Okay, now we're talking about the second danger to being offended. What is the second danger to offense? It separates people. It drives a wedge in between people. Now, if you're married, you already know this. It's so easy to let the smallest little offense come in between husband and wife, and boom, you're offended. Yeah, you don't want to snuggle up and be on the same bed right next to each other. You're on one side, they're on the other, because you let offense come in. Okay? The devil's so happy to just stick his foot right in the door and come right inside. Okay, so that's why Ephesians 4:26 says, don't let the sun go down on your anger. Because God wants us to be quick to forgive, quick to let go of offenses. Okay, we don't want to let those offenses come in our hearts. We already talked about Proverbs 18:19. A brother offended is harder to win than a walled city. That offense puts walls up. It puts the wedge in between us. It separates us from each other. So someone once said that being offended is a natural consequence to leaving the house. Well, I understand what they're saying. They're saying don't expect to step outside without getting offended. But I'm going to say you can get offended right in your own house. Yes? Okay. I'll give you an example. Let's look at Cain and Abel. They're brothers. And they got offended. Why? Cain got offended with Abel because God accepted his sacrifice and he didn't accept Cain's. And he got offended, and that offense stayed in his heart. He didn't let it go, and he kept dwelling on it, dwelling on it, dwelling on it. What happened? Killed his brother. Wow. Offense can lead to serious consequences. Okay, let's look at Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau. Esau was so hungry, and he wanted food. And he said, okay, you can have my birthright. Just give me the food. And then later, when he wanted that birthright, he realized his brother had tricked him. What happened? He was offended. And later, we see that Jacob was scared to come back to his home country because he knew he had done the wrong thing. He had tricked his brother, and he didn't know that offense. How is that offense? Is that offense grown? Is he going to kill me? Or has he forgiven me, and is he going to let it go? So Albert Einstein, who is like one of the wisest, most intelligent, maybe not wisest, but he's known as like one of the great intellectual thinkers of all time, he says, a weak person goes for revenge. Okay? A weak person does revenge. A strong person forgives, and an intelligent person ignores. I'm going to change it a little bit and say a wise person ignores. Okay, I remember as a child with my mom, anywhere we were, walking, going to the store, anything, if she saw a penny on the ground, she would just bend right down and pick it up. We'd just be, going at a good pace. She wouldn't even break stride. She would see that penny, she would just pick it up. But you know what? A penny isn't worth what it was then. And you know what? Many of us would see that penny or whatever coin is of the least amount of value wherever you are, maybe 50 paise here in India, and you would say, that's not even worth picking up. You know what? That's how offense needs to be. We see that offense, it's not even worth picking up. I don't even have to be that strong person to forgive because you know what? I'm going to be the wise person and just ignore it. I'm not even going to pick up that offense. So as we go the second mile, I want you to think about offense that way. It's not even worth picking up. You know what? We're going to just overlook it because what we learned before, it's to our glory to overlook an offense. And God's desire is that we would be together in unity. We don't want an offense to separate us from our family or for the people that God wants us to be a part of their lives, and especially the people that we should be bringing to Him. So choose. If someone offends you, choose. Let it go. Better yet, don't even pick it up.